All right, so this is going to be a little bit of a different video slash stream, and I say video because I think this would be a fun little test, and also I want to showcase how we do live streams on the channel. I'm trying to do them more often if I can. Obviously life gets in the way, so it's not always going to be possible, but I'm going to repost this as a video so that people on the channel that don't go to the live streams or join us for live streams, we'll see what it's like and maybe they'll appreciate it, but it'll also be in a video format, and with the only difference being is I'll occasionally be talking to you guys on the chat, whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. So both those platforms should be streaming like this. Smash the like button. Yes, please. I appreciate that. But I was just 3D printing something, or trying to 3D print something. I'll show you in the browser. I have TinkerCAD open. I have this little thing that I made with my logo on it for the A1 Mini that spins. And I was looking at the Creality High. I need to do some test prints on it. And yes, it has that on it as well. But the thing that you know, my logo being round, is I just bought a new microphone set. I bought this late last night at like 3 a.m. And it's already here. So I figured, hey, why don't I take that round design that I had, slightly modify it, and work with this. So what I'm getting at here is, for example, my current microphone, you might see me with a lapel on there, having some clipping issues, and I just want to try something else and just kind of nullify this as a problem. But one of the things I always don't like about this particular mic is, one, when you clip it like this, it's heavy. Like even on my hoodie right now, it's kind of like pushing it down. On a t-shirt, it's even worse. It's worse when you try to hide it or put it on your neck. You end up standing like this, and it's just awkward. You're constantly moving around. It's a little better with the lapel, but then you have a wire going into your shirt and hanging off your pants. I pull it on my drawers here sometimes. It's just frustrating. And I know DJI has version 2, which I was gonna buy. Then I saw the Mini, and the Mini seemed like a great thing, but it's like a little square. And then I came across this brand called HOLLYLAND. I'll have a link down in the description for this if you guys are interested. The price, unbelievable. You get 2 of them. It works with every device. It works with cameras or cell phones, whatever. And it gives you a charging block. This, for the price, just seems unbelievable. And I have some peers that really enjoy the system as well, or similar mics by this brand. So I want to give them a try. And when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, wait, hold on. I need to print on this printer. It's multicolor. I have different filament. My logo is round. These things are round. Why don't we just jump into TinkerCAD, make some modifications to that logo file, and print it in multicolor and see what it's like? Because I think with this little microphone, instead of having this giant thing with a logo on it, or a smaller thing with a logo on it, or even this brand has their logo plastered on this little guy, I'm thinking I'll 3D print something in multicolor and I'll stick it onto this thing, and it'll look like my logo, essentially like a pin. So that's what I want to do. It's kind of like 3 different birds knocked out of one stone, you know? So let's check this out. I haven't seen these in person. But let's see. I'm obviously not going to be powering this thing or working with them now, but wow, okay, so this weighs nothing in comparison. There's a bunch of different adapters in the box. Like here's the USB-C adapter. Also, not affiliated with this company at all. I just want to try it. This one is for iPhones with the lightning cable. I think when I opened it, it showed me the battery levels. Yep, that's right. And this one right here, this is your actual main receiver that you can use with a USB-C cable for your computer or an audio jack. So pretty amazing, and obviously it can work wirelessly as well to record. So just lots and lots of options, especially for under 120 bucks. I think for a DJI mic, which I've loved for years now, besides whatever this specific issue I'm having is, you know, it just, look at it. I don't know. This just seems like something a little bit better. So let's see. I want to take all the stickers off. Just so I can measure this thing so we can get that circle correct. But it has a little magnet on the back here. And also another thing is this pointing up is usually the best. The lapel kind of does the same thing. This guy has a mic kind of facing towards the top. So let's see what this will look like right here. Let's put this in. This is through a hoodie. Clip, nice and easy. Yeah, I mean, that's one significantly smaller. It's pointed towards my mouth. So yeah, if I have my logo on here, it's going to be a no-brainer. Why not Rode wireless? Also, I wanted to always try Rode, and last second I tried this instead. About what, 2 years ago now I've had this thing. No reason why not. I just wanted to try one of these. Like I said, I have a friend that uses these, several friends that use them, and they really like it. So we're just gonna try it out. Let's see, Jake, what's going on? Tintalon, Frank, 3D Printed Tea, of course. I love them. Oh, okay, there you go. You use them too. There you go. So I got 3 friends with these things. Bam. Storage battery lasts a long time. Yeah, I mean the claims on here are pretty crazy. So 48 hertz, 24-bit, universal compatibility, capability, long battery life. It says 40 hours. I'm guessing they're stretching the truth there a little bit. So okay, let's take this off. Let's do some measuring, and then we'll get started. Well, we got it. It's almost 6 o'clock on a Friday. Who else isn't doing 3D print projects right now? Just me? Okay, just checking. All right, so it looks like what I want to do is I want to match the sticker that's on the front here, the width. And it looks like we're 21 millimeters on the inside there, maybe 21.5. Let's see what 21 would look like. Yeah, 21. Let's do 21 to be safe. So 21 millimeters is what we're aiming at overall width. All right, let's go to our multicam view here. All right, so this is the button. Well, not the button. This is the little jockey wheel thing that spins on the extruder of an A1 Mini. So it has this kind of funky shape. But I was working on this, and it got me thinking to doing this. So what I'm doing right now is just adding kind of like a rudimentary rope that's on my logo. For those that don't know, my logo looks like this. It's meant to be a life preserver, playing off of Save Our Ship, SOS, SOS for my last name. The life preserver, there's a lot of benchies that determine how well your printer is printing, and I've made a bunch of tutorials, 3D printing tutorials, so it's kind of like I'm the life preserver, you know, in this sea of broken benchies. That was the slogan for this logo. But yeah, so I want to add this rope, but I know at that size, you're never going to see these dots. It'll just never reproduce. So what I was making was kind of like this rope, and I don't want it to be a perfect circle. I kind of do want it to bow out a little bit. So I don't know if you guys know how TinkerCAD works. It's really simple and kind of like quick and dirty. So that's how we're doing this. This essentially here, I'll show you. This is a bunch of blocks blocking this, you know, circle piece. And I'm actually thinking, let's make this thing just a little bit. Is it smaller? Right, if I make it smaller, it'll come out a little bit more when I move this towards the edge. Yeah, we'll do it like that just to match the original. So I'll select these, we'll move them together, and we'll get that piece. And now from here, I can move it over. Let's flip it, put this kind of meeting that piece just like that. Yeah, that's gonna give the look that I want. We're gonna move this down. This time we can just rotate it like that and bring it back in. All right, so that is going to be that piece. So, all right, and then this shape that's on the bottom, I'm actually going to get rid of this because we will make our own. That one was originally from the other piece I was making. So let's make the size maximum. Let's just make this blue for funsy to kind of match what we had. And then this piece, how tall should we make it? It should probably not be that tall. Let's do a little bit of a measurement here. Let's see, our layer height is going to be 0.2. Maybe we'll make it 0.8. Yeah, let's make it 0.8 millimeters tall. There we go. So that's what we're going to base this thing on. Pretty simple. And then let's select all of this, and we're going to move it down from the bottom, 0.8 millimeters. Nope, hold on, what did I do wrong? 0.8. Let's get this back up there. 0.8. There we go, that should be correct. One thing I want to do real quick is I'm going to join this all together. Not that I want it to be in one piece, but I want to align these things properly. And the way to do that is with the align tool here. There we go, it makes it real easy, and then you can just go back and ungroup. So now this blue part, the blue part we measured needed to be, make this 21 by 21. I'm actually gonna have to redo our little alignment here. Why am I doing this in TinkerCAD? Some people might be asking. I don't know. Sometimes it's just, it's not refreshing. That's not the right word, but it's not quite easier either. Just sometimes it's a little bit more fun to do something that's a little bit more basic. I can teach somebody how to do it. I can show off that pretty much anyone can do it. And it makes it a little bit more fun for me. So that's why TinkerCAD is a fun little challenge sometimes. Not going to be for accurate things that you want, but want to print. But another thing that I want to make sure here is I want these pieces to actually be at somewhat different levels. Specifically those like the red and the white, and the reason for that is if they're not, it's going to make it much harder to color, to paint in our slicer. And we're going to be using Creality print, and I don't think I've ever painted anything in Creality print. So the way I'm going to do this is let's select our rope here. We're going to group this together so it's one piece. Nope, missed something. This guy, all right, I think we have to go overhead to actually get it. Sometimes this thing likes to be difficult on us. You have to like get it from a different angle sometimes to select the right piece. There we go. You see that? All right, let's do that. This. Okay, that should be correct. Yep. All right, so now the rope is one piece, and I definitely want the rope to be underneath the red. So let's start with the red. Let's make this, we're gonna do a 0.2 layer height. Let's make this 0.4, which means the rope I'm gonna make 0.2. And then we need a differentiator between this white. Whoops, here, let's lock this so that it's not on our way anymore. The red and this. First, let me click on this. Man, selecting sometimes is just definitely frustrating. Our 0.38 is not going to work. We need 0.4 on that. Let's make the white 0.4 as well. It got smaller since we manipulated the size there. 0.4, okay, that's set up, and I think this goes with the text. Okay, so I'm not worried about this being selectable. I'm not worried about this being selectable. I'm not worried about this being selectable. But the difference is the red and this. So should we make the red a little bit taller or should we make it a little bit shorter? That's the question. I'm thinking since we have the rope already at a 0.2, we can just try to make this already at a 0.2. And maybe we'll print at a smaller layer height. Maybe we'll print at a 0.1 layer height so that we get 2 passes on that. Actually, if that's the case, let's plan for that. Let's plan on doing a 0.1. I'll make this 0.3, and I'll make this a 0.3 as well. Whoops. 0.3. All right, I made this 0.3. All right, we're going back to 0.2 on the rope. No problem. 0.2 on the rope. There we go. So that'll make it easier to paint and be much faster. And we're sitting on the blue. Let's make sure the blue. All right, blue's locked. Let's unlock. There we go. Pick this guy up. Put this at 0. All right, that should be good. All right, I'm digging that. Let's hit export. STL file. I'm using Creality Slicer since we're going to be using the Creality High. And like I said, I've never painted in here, so it should be interesting. So let's pull up the files here and dump them in there. There we go. So paint, and this should be similar to Bamboo Lab. I usually like to go somewhere here, edge detection, and we get our filaments. So this is white. So we're gonna select everything that's white, which is these parts. So far that's working great. And this is only gonna get the surface. So we actually need to kind of rotate and spin this and be able to select all these other edges. Just like this. And take your time here, and this will make things look a lot better. No big deal. And luckily for us, we'll have to do this only one time. Whoops. And then we can save this as a 3M file and edit it as we see fit. All right, like that. Let's see if we can grab this part, that part. What other ones can I see from here? Nope. All right, so let's rotate. And now do the same on this side. real quick. Make sure you check from all angles. Bada bing, bada boom. Doing a quick and dirty, quick and dirty. There we go. All right, rotate another angle. Now we get the tops here. And then if you miss something, you can always go back a little bit later. Like that piece, I'm actually going to leave blue. That won't play a big enough role. All right, actually it'll be end up being red, which is fine. All right, so we got all the angles of white. Let's get our gold. We'll do the gold. The other cool thing is there's many different ways to do this. Some are going to be better than others, obviously. But that's definitely the cool part about using this. And it looks like there's a little bit of an issue here, which let's see if I can rectify that by lowering the smart fill. Yeah, there we go. That did it. So you guys saw I was like bleeding over into the other part. There we go. Now it's not going to do that. Actually did it there. So let's reduce this some more. Let's see if I can make this blue again. Okay, yes, good. All right. So if I can make that blue again, then I can make it red again as well. Let's see if we can get this little part. Oh, that's all separated, huh? Let's make this a little bit more. I see. So just because that's how the color, that's how it bleeds into the rest of this. Okay, so I'll leave that orange. It's okay. It's not a big deal. This is gonna be so tiny. It'll be somewhat difficult to see. I missed some gold right there, so I'll go back in a second. It looks like it's just misaligned just slightly, but like I said, this is just a quick and dirty. Get this thing printed. It's going to be really small anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, if this was something important or something I was doing for somebody else, like for a client or for something I'm selling or whatever it might be, I'm obviously going to take my time and just take a little bit more care in where I'm clicking and what I'm doing. So just keep that in mind. Let's get this white piece right here. Let's make sure we have all the red. Like this needs it. This needs it. All right, and there we go. Just like that, you can print a single STL, a non-multi-pieced file. And this, to me, is pretty good. I don't see any blaring issues. Although there's red right here. This needs to be red. Here we go, right there. Right there. All right, anything else that's catching my eye? Aha, we got white right here that we could use. Here's some red right here. I missed this entire section, looks like. So yeah, just rotate it around. See if you can spot something like I just did. There's going to be some little details here and there, I'm sure. Kind of like this right here. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. All right, so that looks pretty good to me. Ha, oof. Zombie said, oof. Zombie's about to leave the stream. That's funny. All right, so that's how we're going to play it. Make it go. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Hey, Wick. All right, so here we have our little badge. So now we're just going to clone this another time. So we have two of them. Here, you can auto-arrange these now to the center. All right, so we got these little badges here. And so for our machine here, for the Creality High, I have loaded in some filament. And let me see if I can turn this just a bit. So here's another part of the test, is I put all different spools in here. I have a really narrow Sunlu white PLA in here. I have Creality's own blue with the RFID. I have a kind of messy, wound, and wobbly spool. This is the older 3D Max style. They don't make these spools anymore. The spools are actually significantly better. But this is gold, silk gold in that, and Creality's paper spool Hyper PLA. So they're all different. These two are really wobbly. This one is wide. This one is narrow. So we'll see how it handles that. We'll lock it in. I believe this thing should be ready to go. I made sure that all the filament is correct in there. So let's go ahead and launch this thing to print. So let's do, we need some slice parameters here, right? Let's go back to global. So I said we were going to make this 0.1 layer height. So let's do that. I don't think we need higher walls than 2 for this one. I don't even know if it's going to get into infill, but we'll make it honeycomb. Skip this song since that's our intro song. And I'll make the infill 20. I don't know if there will be infill, I doubt it, but if there is, then it'll be a lot, which I kind of like. All right, so there we go. Let's see how this thing handles it, and let's do slice. We'll kind of zoom in to see what it's going to be like. You can see it's a pretty small and intricate print, so this is going to be a pretty good test for this machine. Yeah, it looks like there isn't going to be enough space for infill, so that's good. Yeah, this should be a really, really interesting test because this is tiny. And how long does it say this is going to be? Where's the time? 24 minutes. I can probably pull that. What do you guys think? All right, let's send the print to this machine. And we have it all here. The camera picks it up right away. All right, local network, all good. Yep. CFS. Let's do it. I don't see an option that's on here. This is actually the updated one. Oh, print calibration. So if I do print calibration, it is going to take a lot longer. It did calibrate just fine for the test print. I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm not gonna do print calibration. The first layer previously was great, and I haven't touched the machine since our live stream on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start print. We're gonna YOLO it. Please make sure there's no models on the printing platform. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, so far, really straightforward, really simple. I essentially put in an STL into the slicer, we painted it, we picked our filament, and we're hitting print. And yeah, let's see how this thing does. Stress test, yeah, for sure, a stress test. What's up, 3D Experiments? All right, let's see what we got showing on the screen. The screen is looking good as well. We got a little preview, and hello. How's this look so far as a whole versus the Bambu Lab A1? I think it's like a absolute direct competitor. I haven't tested it at all, so just by putting it together and taking it out of the box, assembling it, I do really like the build quality. If this works, I'll give you a subscribe. All right, I'll take that. Does this have a quick swap nozzle? Yes, that's what they call it. You do just unscrew it and it comes out. So I guess, yes, they do have the quick swap nozzle on this. I do got to say the camera on this machine is like, it's nice that it's there, but that's about it. It's significantly worse than the K2. It's significantly worse than the K1. You know, nice that it's there, but definitely not the best camera ever. Okay, that looks great, guys. Let me show you. Okay, what can I don't have a banana for scale. What's like a common thing that I could put over there to show you the size? I guess I don't have a coin. I don't have a real coin. What do I have over here? You guys have any ideas of what I could put on there for a size comparison? Move them to the right. Side cutters. Okay. Here is the side cutter. Can you guys tell? Like, my fingers are stubs, but my thumb is larger than that print. Camera focus? Ah, I see. Thank you. This is small, guys. This is really, really small. All right, let's do the main thing, right? Let's use it how I initially thought of. So let's go to this view. So the whole point of this is not only to test the machine, but to check out how this would work on the mic. Obviously, I'm putting my thumbs on here. Looks like that's still hot, but we can take a scraper tool and very gently pop one of these off. Here, let's put this one back. See how the guides work from the side. Perfect. All right, so here is our little multicolor print. There it goes. All right, so here's the whole point. Here's the microphone, and here's this. So let's get my double-side tape. Where are we? Double-side tape's up here. And let's see if I can get just a little tiny bit. Like that, and I'll use a different tape after our little test here. So the whole point is, I didn't know that we had like blank stickers in the box, but I was thinking of blocking this logo. And let's see how we did. So if I put this on there, like that, we have ourselves a custom branded, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. All right, here it is. Oh, look at that, magnets. How cool is that? All right, let's see what this looks like. So instead of looking like a mic, we now have one of these. Obviously, you guys aren't going to be able to see what it looks like. But that looks like a pin. Obviously, you probably know that it's a microphone, but I like that way better than this with the DJI logo on there. Right? How cool is that? Let's see if I can move this thing. So the one other thing is you can't move the DJI mic like this. The magnet falls off. This one, you can. Can I spin this? So now I know if the logo is straight, the microphone is pointed up on my face. Cool. That's pretty awesome. What brand is it? It is the HOLLYLAND. I put a link down below. The HOLLYLAND LARK M2. And a few people that I know really enjoy this brand, the products by this brand. And, you know, I figured I'll try something else out because my DJI is having some issues. Here, by the way, important, here's the poops from this job. I know people want to know how much. So definitely something to keep in mind. If you guys are frugal with your filament, and that's a big deal for you, obviously keep in mind that's what this takes. It's like that. But at the same time, man, what a cool project. To be able to print a multicolor like this it's just a really cool time to be in 3D printing. This is a really inexpensive system. The only thing that I can say is make sure you guys realize how much space this takes up. This does take up way more space than other machines that have multicolor. The fact that you can't put this on top, you know. And maybe there'll be some ridiculous thing that you can put it on top. And it does fit into a LAK enclosure, by the way. So technically you could, if you had one machine especially, you could make a stack. But this has some strengths that the other machines that are really similar seem to kind of be a selling point, like more of these things. So very cool, a shiny penny. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Give a like, do a subscribe if you guys enjoyed the content. There's a bunch more of this type of thing. I love testing machines. That's really the main thing of this channel. I obviously do projects and things like that as well, but I really am aiming to just test as many machines as I can. I really enjoy seeing how different manufacturers tackle different problems in 3D printing, and I really enjoy seeing where 3D printing goes. Over the past 4 years, there has been so many different things that have happened, and it's moving faster than ever right now. Happy to be a part of it, and you guys want to join me, hop on that channel. There's also a Discord, a Patreon if you want to support, become a YouTube member to see videos early, all that fun stuff. All right, everybody, with that, I'm out of here, and as always, I'll see you all in the comments. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you all later.